Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a new episode of my weekly playlist series. We've made it to another Friday, which means it's time for me to share with you guys the games I've been playing during the week, give you guys my thoughts and opinions on them, whether I think you guys should check them out or not. I want to hear your guys' thoughts as well on the games I share with you today. Let me know if you guys have played them, what you liked about them, maybe there's something you didn't like about them. I also want to hear about the games you guys are playing, as it gives me a really good idea of new games to check out, and I love reading your guys' comments talking about the games you're playing, because you guys have piqued my interest in quite a few titles, and I do have a growing list of the games to check out. I also appreciate any suggestions you guys have on games you think I should play, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience that I may not have heard of or haven't got to yet. So keep those suggestions coming as well. Appreciate those, as you guys have also piqued my interest in a lot of other titles that I didn't even know about, thanks to your guys' wonderful suggestions. So keep those coming. So this week I've got two games to share with you guys, and there are two games that have been eating up a lot of my time. I've actually been able to game a lot this week because I finally finished my project of getting the house cleaned up. And it's just so great. It's like a weight's been lifted off our shoulders. I can relax now, and I can focus on playing more games. Work is slowed down to where I'm not having to work overtime anymore, and it's actually become more relaxed there, which is nice. So I'm not so stressed out, and I can just game and relax at home, which I have been doing this week. Now, I've got two games to share with you, one for Xbox One and one for Xbox 360. I had to shelve Wolfenstein the Old Blood for a little bit, because this new game that I just got in the mail, I rented from Gamefly, has just eaten up my time, along with the other one. And that game is Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. It just came out in February. I rented it from Gamefly. I got it last Friday, came in the mail, and I have been playing it ever since. Put in a lot of hours, over 12 hours into the game, and I'm having an absolute blast with it. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the actual case, since it just comes with the disc and a paper sleeve, but like I have been doing with this new format of the series, I will share with you guys a clip of me play it, explaining why I like it. So we'll get to that clip here in just a second. Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, which I just actually got from Gamefly. I'm a huge fan of the Dynasty Warriors series. I've been playing them ever since my brother and I discovered the series with actually Dynasty Warriors 3. Back on the original Xbox and PS2, we loved that game, and I've loved the series ever since, and I've always have to get them and play them. There's tons of them out there. It's like, with all the spin on it, there's like 20-some games or more in this series, so there's a lot of them. What I really like about the Empires games, though, versus these regular Dynasty Warrior games, is normally the Dynasty Warrior games, you just, you go through battles and fight each other, and that's all you do. Well, when they introduced this Empire series, it actually is kind of like a Risk type of game, where you actually have to take over all of China, and as you guys can see here, during the Yellow Turban Rebellion, every single one of those colors represents a different kingdom. And the object of playing the game is to unite the whole land under your banner. And what I like is that there's several different historical scenarios you can play, like the Yellow Turban Rebellion, the Alliance against Dong Zhuo, which I'm actually currently playing, Warlord Rivalry, Battle of Ganandu, Battle of Chibi, the Three Kingdoms Battle, which is the main story of Dynasty Warriors, which is based off of the novel The Three Kingdoms. You also have the Northern Campaign, and then you also have a Gathering of Heroes, which is really cool because this is a made-up scenario where you can play as any character you want to, and the game will just randomly populate the world with characters and kingdoms and stuff, and you just play a random battle. So it's really cool. I like that. But I'll share with you guys my game I have, where I'm playing the Alliance against Dong Zhuo, and I am playing as Lu Bu, who is my absolute favorite character in the entire games, the whole series of Dynasty Wars. I remember when I first got introduced to Lu Bu, he kicked the shit out of us in that game. It was just awesome, and I've always loved him ever since. He's a super overpowered character. He's like 7 feet tall, super powerful weapons and attacks, and so I've always loved him. He's always been my absolute favorite character in the Dynasty Warrior game, so anytime I get a chance to play as him, I always will, so that's why I decided to be as him. So what I really like about the Empire still is, like I was saying, having that kind of like a Risk element to the game. You know, if you guys ever played the board game Risk, where you have to take over the world and the territories, well, it's similar to like this Empire modes, where you have to take over these different territories that are owned by different kingdoms. And each kingdom, you know, has its own strengths and weaknesses. They have their own officers and stuff. But you have so much more to keep track of in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires compared to like earlier ones, where there's just a lot more stuff you can do, where you have all these political commands, where you can do like domestic affairs, you know, you can do like a fundraising to get money, you can get rations, you can trade, you can pillage your own areas and become like an evil character, which is interesting. You know, you have a moral system too in the game. You have like human affairs, so you can maybe want to resign, maybe decide you want to leave your kingdom, you don't like it anymore, you want to be independent, you can do things like that. You have diplomacy, which you eventually can unlock other features of this as you play through the game. You have military affairs, where you can like need to recruit, as every character has a troop strength, and that's how many troops you bring with you on when you go into battles and stuff. There's the battle mode where you can either invade other territories to take over, but you also sometimes have to defend, because sometimes an enemy territory is going to try to take your territory from you, and you have to defend from it. If you fail the defense, they'll take that territory from you. There's also a cool feature here, Stroll, where you actually can roam around this entire map on foot or on horse and interact with other officers, and each officer has a companionship level where you can raise that level with them, because everybody starts at like an E, and then as you interact with them, you can actually make them have a higher level, and you can actually make them become your friend and stuff, and you can recruit them into your army. So anybody in blue on the menu is somebody that's in my army, and anybody that's orange is just a regular random officer that's not part of any enemy. He's just kind of roaming around, and if you make friends with him, you actually can recruit him into your army, which is cool. You can buy your gems and stuff like that. So I just really like that aspect of it, and of course I love the battling aspect, which I will share with you guys here real quick as we'll invade this territory here, and you can see the different officers I can bring with me, and then you can see the enemy officers they have with them and their troop strength. So we're about a good match, it shows. And you can only bring so many if you have deployment supplies. So see, like this, I can't bring another officer with me because I don't have enough supplies, so I actually have to get rid of him. So, of course, the main aspect that I love about Dynasty Warrior games, of course, is the battling as well. And what's really cool about this game is you actually have things like these secret plans where different officers will propose sometimes. And if you do them successfully, you'll be able to, like this one is do fire attack on the field. This is what my character wants to do. He wants to do something at night raid, or you can do no plan. So let's go with the summon a heat wave, which is really awesome, because then the whole battlefield gets engulfed in flames, and the enemies keep getting damaged over time, but you have to be able to fulfill the obligations to get the thing going. Like sometimes you have to protect, like this one, I have to protect a sorcerer while he's doing the praying, and if he gets killed before it happens, then the fire attack doesn't happen. So I really like that, adding these different kind of aspects to the game. And also the computer, the enemies you fight can also do tactics, and you have to try to stop them from doing it because they can be devastating from you. There's all kinds of different little waypoints and camps and stuff on the field that you have to take over. That's really interesting. So just really love this game. And of course you have your classic, if you guys have played any Dynasty Warrior games before, you know it's you against thousands of guys on the screen and beating them. And with the Empire ones, you want to take over these territories, and you can see that number at the very top of the screen there says how many troop strength they have here. Once I get it down to 0, and I will have it taken over. So the enemy forces are targeting my sorcery captain, so I have to protect that guy here. So after I take this over, we're gonna go get him, protect him. Another aspect I really love about this game too is the fact that they actually have added this thing called a castle siege, because there's always castles in these games, and they're actually locked off with gates and stuff, and so you have to have things like battering rams or siege weapons to actually get into the castle and break the gates down. Or if you have a siege weapon, it'll be a big siege tower, go up there, and then you can use a ladder and climb in, fight the enemies, and get the gate to open up. So I really like that aspect. It's something that I always loved in this kind of a game world, as I've always wanted, having like a siege battle where, like, man, it'd be cool to storm a castle and actually have to defend it or break into one. Where the other Dynasty Warrior games, you kind of just, the door gates are usually open if you killed somebody, and they're guarding it, and then the gate would open up. So I like this one a little bit better, where you actually have to use siege weapons to open the door. So it's just a little interesting thing that I really love about it. And then, of course, you will fight enemy officers, and as you defeat them, you can actually unlock new weapons and gear for your character. So it's very key to kill as many of these officers as you can. Another cool thing about the Empire thing is there is actually permadeath for characters. If you take out certain characters in battle and they fail, sometimes they will get captured, and you can decide to keep them, or they can be executed, or you can set them free. So you can get new people into your kingdom by beating them and then recruiting them into your force. Sometimes they were refused to, and you actually have to kill them. And so it'll tell you at the end of the battle who was captured and what their fate is, which I think is also pretty sweet. And then too, while you're playing the main story, there are story events that happen throughout, and you'll have like cutscenes and stuff, and sometimes you can trigger like a huge battle that's unique to the certain campaign you're playing. Like the Alliance against Dong Zhuo, there actually is a big mission battle where a bunch of people gang up and try to take out Dong Zhuo, and you have to help defend him, which I got to play in, which was really sweet. And I like having stuff like that. So I've only had this game a few days, but I've already put in like 12 hours into this game. I can get lost in these worlds and stuff. So it's just something I really enjoy. And now you guys can see some of the heat waves were successful. Now the whole battlefield is going to be engulfed in flames, and now all the enemies are going to get damaged by them. So I'll definitely be able to make this a lot easier fight now. They also used to have English voice actors in the Dynasty War games, but they stopped doing that a little while ago, and so now you just get the Japanese voices, which is completely fine with me, because I don't care. Either way, I'm fine with it. I actually like having the non-English voices anyways, so for me it's alright. But just wanted to give you guys a little bit taste of Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Definitely think you guys should check it out, especially if you're a fan of the Dynasty Warrior games. If you've never played any of the Empire ones and just the regular ones, give the Empire games a try. They're really cool. There's a whole bunch of them. They started it with, I think Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires was the very first one. But this one has like the most unique stuff I've seen in an Empires game. Definitely check out Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. You guys will not go wrong. If you're a fan of this series, I absolutely love it. Alright friends, so that was a look at Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, which that game is great. I love it. Definitely think you guys should pick it up and try it out, especially if you're a huge fan of the Dynasty Warriors series like I am. I've been a fan ever since I played Dynasty Warriors 3 on the original Xbox. That's actually how my brother and I discovered the series, and then I went back and played Dynasty Warriors 2 and Dynasty Warriors 1, and I pretty much own every Dynasty Warriors title that's ever been released. Definitely think you guys should check out Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, as it's great. I do plan to buy it from Gamefly. I'm just going to wait for the price to drop, because right now it's currently $45, which is actually not a bad deal, considering it's a $60 title and it just came out last month. But I know if I wait a little while, that in a few months it'll definitely drop in price, and that's when I'm going to pick it up and buy it. But now we're going to move on to the next game that I played this week. It is for the Xbox 360, and I'm continuing my work on that, and that is Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, which this game is also a great game. It's awesome. Really loving it. Definitely think you guys should check it out, especially if you're a fan of the Warhammer 40,000 universe like I am. Just like I did with the Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, I also have a gameplay clip here to insert to show you guys what I like about it. So give me just a second. Alright friends, we have returned to Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. I absolutely love this game. I think it's amazing. I definitely think you guys should pick it up and try it out, especially if you're a fan of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, or even if you're not a fan of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Even just playing it as a standalone game is amazing, because I actually had played it back in the day and never beat it. I just thought it was a cool game and didn't pay attention enough that it was actually a Warhammer 40,000 game. I just thought it was awesome. So definitely recommend you guys check out this title. I've recently got into the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and so as my buddy Dean, him and I started getting into it like 7 or 8 months ago, and we've been really deep diving into it, watching lore videos and stuff, because the world of Warhammer 40,000 is massive. It's a rich world and universe just full of all kinds of amazing stuff, and I think you guys should definitely check it out. I'm going to share with you guys some more of the campaign that I am playing as, which I really like the campaign and its structure, as it's set up with 5 acts, and then you have chapters within each act. So it kind of reminds me of Gears of War with that structure. There are a total of 16 chapters, and I'm currently on chapter 8 of 16. Now you play as Captain Titus. He is the leader of the Ultra Space Marines, and your troop has landed on this Forge world to help take it back from the orcs who've invaded it, because they're trying to steal the planet's technology. And so your job is to come here and stop them and kick ass. And it's just an awesome game, and it's bloody and violent, as you can see in this little preview screen on the title screen of how bloody it is and kills these different orcs. It's awesome. I just love it.
Not much tidier than below. But at least we have the sky over our heads again. Our rendezvous point is this way.
I also love the voice acting, as you guys got to hear the voice actors. Like, they all fit the characters really well. I love when games do that. Like, they just fit, like, grizzled, you know, giant, huge humans that have been through a lot of shit and are amazing. So I really love the voice actors they pick for the game. I also love the art style of this game, the visuals. I mean, just look how massive, like, the set pieces are, this old destroyed building, and the world is destroyed. Like, I really love the details that they put into this game. Like, developers did a really good job with that, and the blood stains around of someone who bled and died out here. It's just awesome. I just love the destruction and everything that's here. I also like the ability to swap weapons with the D-pad, as you have your bolter here, you have a plasma pistol, you also have this vengeance launcher, which basically shoots out little like grenades that you can then ignite by pushing the trigger button. It's just really awesome having a variety of weapons. You also get weapons upgraded and changed as you play through the story, which is great. Like, I used to have a chainsaw sword weapon that was really cool, but now I have this like lightning axe thing that's just really sweet. So you have a combination of a third-person shooter with also hack and slash melee, and you have to adjust your tactics based on the enemies you encounter.
So terror, demoralized the militia.
Cruel, but effective. This was no strategy of war. For orcs, this was sport.
And for being a 360 game, it still holds up really well visually. Now, my only issue that I have is that I wish this game was backwards compatible on the Xbox One X, as it would enhance the performance on it a little bit, and it just would be able to open up the game to more people. But at least really good news is we are going to be eventually getting a Space Marine 2. They announced that last year, and I am looking forward to checking that out. And here's actually one of the little secret hidden audio logs.
There's no room for them in the South Ward. Put them on the second level.
It's completely full. That's where I've been moving the dying.
That's it then. Bar the doors. Closing the info. We are being overrun. We must focus on the wounded already under our care. This is the only way. Take the servitors to keep the crowds back.
So I've been using my strategy guide that I bought for this game, as it highlights where all the secrets are, all the collectibles, as every level has so many of those little collectible audio logs where you get to hear things that happened in the past. So that strategy guide is definitely helpful. And just look at the destruction here of these regular Marines who got killed, and there's an orc there. Like, just look at that. Gorgeous visuals.
Millions more of them.
Our plans unchanged. Get the Inquisitor and the power source off-world.
Titus, if they take over the Manufactorum, we will have a damnable time getting them out.
We are Ultramarines. Orcs not.
If we had a week, perhaps. But by then, the Orcs will have worked out how to dismantle the Titans.
Space Marine recognized. Granting access.
Yeah, see these little pods here throughout the stories where you actually get new weapons. So I can pick it up. And now I have this new lost cannon thing. Which is basically like a new sniper rifle, really enhanced. So that's awesome. So see, as you play through the game, you unlock new weapons to use, which is sweet. Hopefully here I can get into a little battle so I can just show you guys the combat here.
Orc rocket launchers on the high ground.
And another thing that's unique about this game is there are no health packs or pickups. You actually have to kill enemies with executions to unlock ammo. Damn, little bastards, they still.
No longer safe refuge. Remain calm.
The Xenos haven't left a single structure undamaged.
Or unblooded.
So that gives you guys a little idea of the combat and what the game is really like. You also, if they come at you, you can use melee attacks to get them, and you can switch seamlessly between. You know, you could be shooting and then switch when guys surround you. And what's really cool is if you use the Y button and actually stun them, and then you use the B button, you'll unleash a execution move, and that's actually how you refill your health. You also have shields that regenerate, so kind of like having some of the features of the Halo games in here mixed with Gears of War. It's just a really fun game I think you guys should check out, and I just wanted to give you guys a little look at the game and explain to you guys why I like it. So definitely give Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine a chance. You know, pick it up and play it. It's on the PS3, it's on the Xbox 360, and it's on the PC as well. Really fun game. I definitely think you guys should check out. Hope you guys enjoyed that little look at the game here. Make sure you guys check it out because it is awesome. Alright, so there was a little look at Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. I just love this game and definitely think you guys should give it a chance and check it out. Like we always do every week, I do my little recap. I don't have any other copy to hold up of Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, but I definitely think you guys should play it. If you're a fan of the Dynasty Warriors series, you definitely will enjoy it. As I like that the Empire series is a little different from the regular Dynasty Warriors series, as it kind of adds in some RPG elements, adds strategy, and basically it's kind of like reminds me of playing Risk, where you want to take over ancient China, and you have to use different tactics and political stuff, and you have there's like a moral system in the game where you can be a good character or an evil character, and the way that you act in the game will affect how characters view you, and some will like your actions, some won't. Some people like you to do evil stuff, some don't. Some like you to do good things, and that will actually affect your morale and your bond with the other officers in the game, which I think is awesome. So definitely check it out. And then we also talked about Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine here. This game is great. I love it. It's wonderful visuals, a great story, the audio in the game, the voice acting, the music, the ambience, just everything about it is great, and it just screams the brutal world which is the universe of Warhammer 40,000 is just like that. So it's awesome. Make sure you guys check out Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the games. I also want to hear about the games you guys are currently playing, and if you have any suggestions on a game you think I should check out, let me know, as you guys do always suggest really fun titles. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.